Good morning, Christ Church International. This is your pastor, Pastor Daryl John Geddes, and these are your CCI announcements for May 10th, 2020, the 8th week of sheltering in place. And Happy Mother's Day!
Oh, Jesus, the mighty, mighty person. I call you Jesus, the master of all. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Proverbs 17:22 says, "A merry heart doeth good like a medicine." I hope you've been enjoying the little bit of levity that we have tried to interject into our announcement video. This week we've got a wonderful young woman by the name of Chandra Pierce who's going to be sharing a comedic routine with you.
Things that scare you to death, and so I thought it would be appropriate that we talk about my mother. She takes a beating, doesn't she? She's very precious. She enjoys it, I think, sort of. Okay, maybe not, but her hearing's not that good, so really. Now, here's the thing. My favorite thing to do, and I know I'm admitting this in front of all of you, so you'll send me letters. I love to scare my mother. It's just the whole shock value kind of a thing. It's just that look on her face is so funny. And so you just work at that, you know what I mean? Because my mother loves me, and that is the most assuring thing in the entire world for any child, is to know that you have a fully devoted mother who adores you and can no longer chase you down. Makes the whole unconditional thing really work. We were back there, I was giggling with Nicole going, how do you think the show's going? Do you think people are enjoying this? And she goes, I think it's going good. I can't hear a thing. So that's real reassuring. But the thing that it just struck me funny, because I've been talking about fear and all the things that I'm afraid of, and what I got tickled was, I have to admit to you, you guys scare me. Learned in a very tender way, God's love is the most unconditional thing I have ever found to be true in my life. You guys are a lot more picky. I mean, I get letters over what my hair looked like, what word I used, what word I stumbled on, and what it sounded like I used. It's just, we have a tendency, if we're not careful, to pick each other apart. And so that does scare me. I grew up a preacher's kid, so I remember what it was like to live under the magnifying glass of the world. And in a way, that was good. That accountability is all good, but sometimes we take it too far. I've learned one thing, and that is to loosen up and lighten up in my life and know that I can't please everybody and the whole wide world. So I have concentrated on pleasing one person, one entity in my life, and that is God the Father. Well, and my husband. So I feel like if I please God and my husband, I've got it, and my mother. Just God, my husband, and my mother, and then and my children. You want your children to be proud of you, and not be embarrassed to be seen with you in the store. And so God, my husband, my mother, and my children, and my pastor means so much to me. He's a wonderful pastor, and so I want my church family to be proud of me, and I want God and my husband and my children and my mother and my pastor and my whole church family to really be pleased with my life, and the homeowners association in my neighborhood. They're very particular about what you're allowed to put in your yard, and they don't like my old Chevette sitting there. I call it art, and they said no. But so God and my husband and my mother and my children, my church family, my pastor, and the homeowners association of the little neighborhood I live in. If you get that straight, you've got it whooped. So there's actually nothing to be afraid of.
The board of CCI has unanimously voted to postpone our annual business meeting, which was scheduled for April the 26th. The business meeting will be rescheduled when we have resumed a level of normalcy that will allow us to meet in large groups of 50 or more. Please be patient with us. We will have our annual business meeting. Paul's word to the Corinthians was that God doesn't want us to give grudgingly, nor out of necessity, because God loves a cheerful giver. Thank you for your cheerful giving response to our plea. You've been great. Just want to again remind you of the 4 different ways that you can give to Christ Church International. You can use U.S. mail and mail it to Christ Church International, 3015 13th Avenue South, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55407. Again, that's Christ Church International, 3015 13th Avenue South, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55407. You can also give by text. You can text 612-260-5266 to set up a one-time or recurring donation. Again, that text number is 612-260-5266 to set up a one-time or recurring donation. On your Android or your Apple phone, you can download the giving app, Give Plus Church, and on that app, you can set up a one-time or recurring donation. And then finally, you can always go on and visit us at ccilife.org and go to the giving page and follow the promptings that are set up there. Thank you so much for how you've responded. Keep up the good work. The coronavirus pandemic has created for us a new normal. Governor Walz is tentatively suggesting the date of May 18th for the possible reopening of churches. We will continue live streaming our services until the CDC, the federal and local government give us permission to do otherwise. During this time, we want you to be wise and to take the necessary precautions to keep yourself and your family members safe. And at the same time, exercise your faith by praying the prayer of protection found in Psalm 91 daily. I want to encourage you to speak the promises of God's protection over yourself and your entire household and our church. I also want to encourage prayer for our president, vice president, and their entire pandemic team as they continue strategizing on how to best proceed during this COVID-19 pandemic. Please check Planning Center and look for an email from us that will notify you of the platforms on which our services will be available. For more information, as always, please log on to ccilife.org, where you will find links to our online sermons, our online giving, and links to all of our other social media networks. This has been your pastor, Pastor Darrell John Geddes, and these have been your Christ Church International announcements. Look forward to seeing you again next week. God bless you during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh, Jesus.